morning, everybody. It is Saturday. So most vlogs that I watch, they normally have like a coffee brewing sequence. I don't have time for that, but I'm going to show you my coffee station. Mobile coffee station, by the way, that my wife got. We have here a soda stream, which I need to start using again. Here are all my Keurig, I guess, thingies. I use the reusable ones. I find them better. It brews better. You can get these also on Amazon. I don't have an Amazon link, but you can go there. Our mugs. Lots of sugar, which I'm about to put into my mug. Here's a Keurig, of course. And this is supposed to be my water heater for tea. This is our kitchen. This is where I cook. Wonderful. And here is the rest of the kitchen, if you're wondering. Might as well show you the whole thing. This is where I cook. This is where I do some editing when I want to get out of the office. But let's go back to the brewing process. Here we go. Here's your brewing, right? Everybody does that, and they do this, and let's go. Come on, let's do this. There we go. Yeah. So I'm brewing my coffee for today because I have to do some overtime on a Saturday, and then hopefully after that I can enjoy my Memorial Day weekend. I wanted to show you my collection of coffee mugs. I normally drink out of this one. Okay, I'm going to explain why. I think it's about 8 ounces. This one, not for sale, but this is one that my wife made for me early on when I started Medical Coding Geek, which, by the way, this was the old logo. And I should do another video on all the other logos that that I created. You should see the first one. It's horrendous. This is my number 2 mug. This is the Kylo Ren. This one here is my favorite mug, one of my favorites. It's Baymax. What happened is with this one, I broke it the first time, and I've never been emotionally attached to a mug, but when it broke for the first time, the handle, I was very distraught. And so I had to immediately buy another one. I had to go to the Disney World store over in Disney Springs and get one immediately, stat. This is the one that you can't even see it, but it is the Darth Vader. I can't even see it, but anyways, it is the helmet mug. I've been looking for one that is being sold by Disney. This is out over in one of the malls here in Central Florida. But this is the one that my wife thought I wanted. Look how big that thing is. It's huge. Let me show you how big it is. How much caffeine do I need? Anyways, the reason why I like 8 ounces, or at least the 8-ounce cup, is because the brewer brews about 8 ounces. And so when I fill it in this mug, it looks full. And when I see a full mug, I feel I'm getting enough caffeine for the day. If I use, for example, this mug, it doesn't fill to the top. This is about 16 ounces. Surprisingly, it doesn't look like it. When I use this mug, it only goes like to the bottom. So when I drink it, I'm looking down at this. I'm like, well, where's the caffeine? I'm not getting it. And for some reason, I just don't feel it. I haven't used this mug yet. The problem is that it's a black inside, so I would not know how much coffee I'm drinking. So, I'm keep on drinking. Forget this mug. I'm not even gonna bother. If you see here, it says I prefer my coffee on the dark side. And yeah, that's my coffee mug collection. Do you have mugs? Please share them, or let me know what your favorite mug is in the comments below. All right, everybody, it is Monday. Happy Memorial Day. I have a new microphone, so hopefully there is a sound difference. So I just got it. I was trying to record a time lapse because for some reason I get requests for me cooking. So I tried to do a time lapse of me cooking up some burgers. What else did I cook? Corn on the cob, bacon, hot dogs. What else? Sauteed mushrooms and onions. I thought I had a time lapse going. It was really nice with me cooking in the background and also the clouds moving. But then I realized I'd never hit the record button. So let me show you a picture of what I cooked. So you could see that I did something and I tried to do my best to do a time lapse. But anyways, to make it up, here is a time lapse of the rest of that day in going into the evening. So I am about to join in another premiere for Monday night. Hopefully you guys get some good information in regards to a follow-up on the study groups vlog. And again, don't suffer in silence. And hopefully you get some great information. So I spent Sunday recording and editing and made sure to finish before Sunday finished. And Monday, I spent just a good amount of time preparing the CEU hit list. So if you guys are new to the channel, I took over HitNots, which was a platform that found and shared free CEUs. So I took over that in April. So I just finished creating the next round of free CEUs being offered for the month of June. I believe it is up to 29 free CEUs. So please check that out. It should be out. Today's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday, June 1st. So it should be released tomorrow. So please check it out. The website you can go to is our blog, medicalcodinggeek.com/blog. If you're on Facebook, you could check out our Facebook group, which is the CEU hit list, free and low cost CEUs. But regardless, just look for the CEU hit list. So that list should be out. I think last night I had the CEU hit list to do. I released that, but then I forgot to do the mailing list. So if you are part of the CEU hit list, you are probably on the Facebook group, but also as mentioned before in previous vlogs, you are probably on that unexpected newsletter that was just automatically created that blew up as soon as I took over HitNots. I was up at 3 o'clock just trying to get that email going, and I haven't slept since. So I'm so tired, but I had a podcast interview lined up today, but my guest had to cancel because of a schedule change. She had to attend to her daughter. That's fine. We'll reschedule that. But somebody had actually messaged me on LinkedIn, and the name of this person is Juan Sancho. And if you don't know who he is, on YouTube, he is the medical coding guy. I don't know how to do that little little intro, but yes, he's the medical coding guy. When I was researching how to do a YouTube channel, all of that stuff,
along with everybody else. He was one of the channels that I found very interesting. And he only he only did a few videos. I think he's up to like 5 videos, and he's already up to 3,000 subscribers. So as soon as I started my YouTube channel, he reached out to me, amongst with everybody else on YouTube. They wanted to collaborate, and I'm happy to collaborate. So he actually messaged me at the right time, because I was actually in search of another guest. So I had another guest lined up, but that person did not respond back to me, but he responded back to me right away. Now here's the deal. He is not from the United States. He's over in the Middle East, the United Arab Emirates. So I proposed to him to be on the podcast. And he wanted to. Well, at first he wanted to say, "Hey, I'm interested in collaborating. We have to find out some way to do that." And I said, "Well, why can't you just be on the podcast?" Actually, I don't have a guest tonight. I was supposed to have one, but you could be my guest for the next podcast episode. And the first question that I asked is, "What time is it over there?" And it is an 8-hour time difference. So at the time that I had messaged him, it was around 12 noon. So for his time, it was 8 p.m. but I think it's okay. I asked, is it all right if we could do this podcast? And apparently he works on U.S. time. So whatever that means, if he's working in the middle of the night, working United States business hours, Eastern Standard Time, that's where I'm at. So we eventually got the podcast settled, the time settled to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So his time would probably be at 5 a.m. So I'm very appreciative of him stepping up to do this podcast. He would be my first international guest on the podcast. With medical records and health information management expanding into international areas, including Australia, especially for CDI, and also the United Arab Emirates with health information and CDI. I thought it would be a great opportunity to get him on board to discuss how he got over there, how is he working that market over in the United Arab Emirates. I know most of you would have a concern about offshoring. We'll probably discuss that. I am not going to talk about that here. I might bring it up in the podcast or later on after the interview. So, again, Juan Sancho, training manager from AAPC Global, from the United Arab Emirates, the medical coding guy, will be on my podcast, the Not Elsewhere Classified podcast. Juan, thank you for being on the podcast. So while I'm waiting for the podcast interview, which is at 9 tonight, I am going to record the next TikTok video. So if you're wondering what that setup looks like, it basically is my bookshelf, the infamous ring light that a lot of TikTokers have, and here we go. You can see this is the behind the scenes. So a lot of the what's funny about this is the last video I did was about 9 seconds in length, but it takes an hour to do. From researching the sound or the song that I want. You guys can do this too. Find the song that you want that's very popular. Number 2 is how can you code it? When I did the Medical Coding Geek Facebook page and Instagram page, early on I did a lot of memes. So I figured, why can't I just code the memes that are out there? The problem is with that, there are copyright issues. And I tried to do that with Facebook, and apparently they took a lot of it down because it was just a lot of copyright issues. But with TikTok, it's different because you're creating your own content. You're given the permissions to use the music. And so I guess my goal with TikTok is just to make people laugh. not necessarily to educate, because I don't think you can educate anybody within, I don't know what, 10 to 60 seconds. I mean, you could try, but I find, again, teaching in a short period of time, it's good for nuggets of information, but you always want to revert back to a longer form version. But anyways, this will be my second TikTok. I have a lot of them. So if you guys checked out my LinkedIn post, we as professionals don't have to be professional all the time. We can be professional but also have fun. So I figured, let me use TikTok to do that. And I think it's fun for me because, look, I'm finding stuff that I look at and I'm like, there has to be a code for that. And of course there is. And either it's diagnosis codes, it could be activity codes, whatever you want to do. I mean, nobody's stopping you to do anything that you want on any platform. So let me record this TikTok video. You'll see it up on my profile. Again, it's tiktok.com/@medcodinggeek. All right, everybody. Today is Thursday. I think the last vlog that I put in was me about to interview my first international guest, Juan Sancho. That interview went very well. I am going to edit that episode, but we recorded the video. So since we are both YouTubers, I guess I can call myself that. I offered to give him the video. I'm actually going to edit the video and take from that video the audio portion, and then take that and put it in as a podcast episode for my podcast, the Not Elsewhere Classified podcast. That should be released tomorrow, the audio version only. So that should be very interesting because it'll set the tone for the Not Elsewhere Classified YouTube channel, which I have neglected, but I am planning for by episode 100 to start doing interviews with video. So it's a little bit more engaging. I know my audio listeners will also enjoy somewhat of a visual. It also gives me another opportunity to do some more editing from an interview side versus just a solo side. So there's a lot of stuff to add on here. Anyways, what I really wanted to come here and just kind of talk about is I have been invited by the wonderful, she's just at the top of her game with YouTube and also TikTok and just many other things. Also, but most importantly, the Livestream arena. So she's invited me to her AMA, which is the Ask Me Anything. And this will be on Saturday at 3 p.m. So by the time this vlog comes out, it already had passed. So, but I will take this camera with you, or I'll take this camera with me to kind of chronicle this journey because it's interesting. Because when you look at networking, and I'm going to talk a little bit more networking in a future entry, but when you're networking, you want to network with people who are definitely better than you, right? And I'm not afraid to admit that. In any industry where you are, find people who you look up to, who are better than you. Or I don't want to say better, maybe better is not an appropriate word. Maybe they're advanced, right? They are far advanced in their certain skill and knowledge set that you are now aspiring to reach that advanced point. So Victoria, I've always mentioned her name in my podcast. I'm mentioning her now on my YouTube channel. I'm actually very nervous about this. Reason being is if you watch the vlog from Maymania, I'm hoping that there's no power outage, there's no internet issues, because her audience is very big. She has about 24,000 subscribers. I've been following her, and she's blown up. I think, in most part due to YouTube. Once she reached 10,000 subscribers, wow, right? I'm not even at 400, but I feel like once I do more videos and I keep cranking them out, right now I'm looking at the analytics, it's about 4 to 8 subscribers at a time, and I appreciate all the new subscribers. I appreciate the current subscribers. I appreciate everybody who watches these videos, because it's a different take. But aside from YouTube, this the live stream will also be streamed on LinkedIn, which so happens I have a very good presence on. I have about over 3,000 followers there. So they will be seeing me on LinkedIn. They'll also be seeing me on YouTube. I'm excited but very nervous. I maybe because of the platform. I mean, I've had Victoria on my podcast before, and we had great conversations there. But I think it's just the platform, the caliber and the scale of where this audience is something that I need to kind of prepare for. I am nervous, but I can prepare for nervousness right before. So I should be good. Victoria, thank you for inviting me. And I feel whenever people in this industry, we're very tight knit, and so it's important to bring each other up. And so that's been my goal in Medical Coding Geek, is to bring up the professionals, bring up the students to where they can get to where they need to go. Okay, and that's what it's all about. So hopefully, knock on wood, so hopefully my equipment and everything works.
MedicalCodingGeek.com